Welcome to the Young Money Podcast. My name is Diana Menezes.
And I'm Vince Galanco from WhenInManila.com. This is the Young Money Podcast where we talk to amazing entrepreneurs who have unique professions and we ask them all about the money, like show us the
That's
money,
right.
amongst
Show
other
us the
things.
money.
Of course,
Yeah,
we
show
ask
us.
for tips, how to get
Yeah,
where they
we
are.
we want to get inspired, just like whatever they are doing to be successful. We want to hear from them straight up, so that anyone listening right now, if they want to be inspired, they can get inspired by listening to us. And today's guest is someone close to me, I will say. It's funny because we talk more online than actually in person, and that's actually how we met. I think, parang ganon. So our guest today is Patrick Cruz, and he is the managing director of Ecircle Entertainment. Well, that's an events and talent management agency, and sometimes he books me too. So, well, he's also the founder of Comedy Cartel, the pioneer POV stand-up comedy in the Philippines. He is a naturally funny guy, so I think we're gonna have a real fun episode. But I'm gonna let him tell you more about himself, since he's actually the brainstormer or of shows, and he conceptualizes content for ABSCBN for 17 years. So, it's really interesting to hear from someone like him, because it's either you want to be like him or you want to know someone like him to be in the business. So let's welcome him, Vince. I'm very excited.
I'm excited as well. Let's bring him on. Patrick Cruz from eCircle Entertainment.
Hey
Hey, Patrick,
guys, hello.
how
Sorry,
are you?
Diana
Good
was so conscious about,
morning.
about being in the middle. Sabi ko maganda naman siya kahit anong side. So okay
There,
lang.
ano lang. I just want to make sure that you can see what's written in here. I'm like fixing it.
Perspective, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but
Oh,
people are looking at you, Diana, so it's okay. It's more
Hala
your
siya.
face.
I'm telling you, he started being funny already. Okay.
Good morning, guys. Good morning. Thank you for
Good
having me here.
morning.
I'm so excited and I want to know more about you two also in the show. So thank you. So
well,
what
thank
can I
you.
do for you?
No,
But yeah,
thank
it's
you.
actually you that we want to get to know. So we gave a very, very brief elevator intro of you. Can you tell us more about exactly what you do? Because I think you do a lot.
Whoa, yeah. Well, first, as Diana mentioned, I'm the managing director of eCircle Entertainment. It's been in the business since year 2000. We do a lot of events and a lot of talent management and booking work. It's mostly when clients or when brands, or in this case, it's elections, so politicians. No? A lot of producers, they call us and they need celebrities, they need talents for whatever purpose, whether it's for an event or for a booking, for let's say for hosting, or let's say they want to post on social media. It's us that negotiate with the artists for them. And at the same time, we do full scale events management. So, well, this was before the pandemic, because right now mostly it's online events. But before, we used to do a lot of product launches, concerts, even bar shows. We produce a lot of
Nice.
shows for our talents. As Diana mentioned, I manage the Comedy Cartel. So we're a comedy group. I'm one of the founders with Tim Tayag. I know you know Tim, Vince. We do a lot of shows, bar shows, school tours, campus tours, and even corporate shows, which is our bread and butter during that time. But now it's mostly online shows.
You also have a
Yeah.
podcast,
Yeah, we
Brainstormer
have the
Show.
brainstormers. We have also same in StreamYard. We just rested a bit because the guys are busy, but we might be back this year. We're a bunch of people who are in the creative industry. Sherwin is a head writer, former head writer in ABS-CBN, comedy head writer. Well, Tim is with us, and also Herman, a writer in ABS, and John Manalo, the actor. We do funny interviews with celebrities or people behind the scenes, people behind the camera, and we just try to probe and tinker and find out what they do behind the scenes. So when they're not acting or when they're not working in front of the or beside behind or in front of the camera. So yeah,
How does that go?
besides
Is
that,
it cool?
it's fun because, well, that's for one of the main reasons why I got close to Diana. So because we were able to talk to Diana and ask about personal stuff, personal,
Yeah.
her her favorite position in
Ah,
bed,
grabe siya.
where it's what I would say, vice president or president, something like that. Or but we have a lot of
Witty.
other, yeah, we had a lot of guests like well, the late Direct Bert De Leon, may he rest in peace. We had a lot of insights from the legends of the showbiz, the industry, and we were able to introduce them to our viewers because usually they're not the ones that are usually interviewed or usually featured by news and other feature magazine shows. So yeah, and besides that, we do. Ako personally, I conceptualize content for celebrities and for content generators with my company also. So yeah, even Diana, I help Diana with her content. I try to help her
Yeah.
brainstorm with her. With her, I do it with for the love because Diana is Diana.
Hala
So
siya.
yeah, a lot of other things on the side. I'm also into NBA card collecting. I'm known in the
Oh,
industry. Yeah, it's a big field right now. A lot of people are into it because, diba, it's
yeah.
like stocks. I don't know, Vince, if you're into it, you should try going into it because a lot of people are making money in that. But that's another thing. It's
Yeah,
another
I feel like
hobby.
that's another. I'd love to talk about that on another. I feel like yeah, that's a whole different conversation.
It's a
Earning through
different
NBA cards.
conversation, and yeah,
Wow.
people are making lots of moolah from
Yeah.
it.
Tommy does
Like
that. That's
I
true.
know a lot of people
Back
like
in the
trading
US.
trading cars and trading Rolexes and even paying upfront like 1 million, 2 million pesos just for a signature card.
Yeah, crazy. I
Yeah,
know.
it
That
Yeah.
is.
I
It
did not
is.
know.
Yep.
We
Yeah.
will have you back
So
on soon for that one. That is so.
yeah,
So wow, I was not expecting that many different different
a lot
hands-ons.
of yeah. I'm a jack of all whatever. I
Yeah.
love jacking. Yeah, jacking of all trades.
That is so cool that you're a
Yeah,
Jack. That's
yeah.
that's
I'm
that.
jacked up.
Let me
Yeah,
write that
Jack.
as my summary
Cool.
here.
But today we'll be talking about your talent management,
Yeah,
if
sure.
I'm not mistaken. So
Mhm.
wow, so talent management. How did you start in that? How does someone or how do you?
Wow. In college, I was very much inspired by Jerry Maguire in the movie.
Oh,
Like show me the
Oh my
money.
that's
god.
exactly
I
what
love
we
that
do.
movie. That is one of my top five movies,
I
like
love it.
personal favorite movies, alongside Braveheart and maybe Lord of the Rings. That movie really inspired me to be a manager, an agent, because, well, it was something that it's like that light bulb moment that hey, I can do this. No, I
Mm-hmm.
cannot look like Tom Cruise, but I can negotiate and talk to people and do deals and handle careers and manage these personalities. So from there on, I at first I started with events. As I said, we're an events company. So with events, we met a lot of managers. We met a lot of bands, a lot of performers. In 2000 to 2005, we were producing shows left and right. Name the band, we got them. Eraserheads, Parokya ni Edgar, Side A. We were doing shows left and right. Because of that, I learned the trade from the managers of these bands. Now, how do you do that? I got curious. How do you do this? Because of my Jerry Maguire experience or inspiration. How do you do it? How do you handle bands? How do you negotiate? How do you get people to work for you? How do you massage their egos? And from
You're
there,
good at that.
2006, I discovered, not human discovered, but I met Tim Tag. Kasi I'm a personal fan of stand-up comedy in the US, like US style. I mean, US format, not US style. Like Jerry Seinfeld, Chris Rock, during the time Chappelle was doing great, no? So I met Tim because Tim is the only one doing it here. He's the original. He's the OG doing it here. Besides Rex Navarrete, who started in 2002 here, but Rex was based in the US. Tim was based here. So sabi ko, Tim, I'd love to manage you because this is my passion, comedy. Him and Alan Manalo, another US comedian from San Francisco. So we started doing shows together. I produced them and then they wanted me to become their manager. So sabi ko, sige, I'll manage you guys. We started with bar shows, so minimal pay, minimal income. Left and right, we were doing shows in Magnet Cafe, Katipunan. It was still open back then. And we did shows in Hard Rock. We did shows in Spicy Fingers in Greenbelt 3. That was our regular. Until I formed a group, I discovered a lot of people who are into stand up comedy in the Philippines. Because during 2006, the only prevalent comedy here was the Vice Ganda comedy or the drag somehow
Slapstick.
insult laden. It's more of like they call it okra in Tagalog. They call it parang they somehow insult you to make you laughable amongst your friends. That's as popular in the
Like
in
in the
the
comedy bars here,
comedy bars, in
kind of.
For
circuits,
teasing people, I guess.
in QC. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
more teasing, more of being naughty with them, more of like making fun of them, laughing at
Mm-hmm.
their expense, no, not
Yes.
not with them. So
Mm-hmm.
so at that time I was like not naman burden because that time I was a comedy writer with ABS-CBN. So I was thinking like, well, can we have something then, an alternative to this besides what people are used to? So that's when I talked to Tim. We met at a bar in Palanca Street. I forgot the name. And then sabi ko, sige Tim, can I produce your shows? And then let's see if we can create some sort of a movement or a revolution. So that's when the Comedy Cartel started, 2006. So we discovered comedians left and right. Alex Calleja was a discovery. Ryan Rem Sarita, GB Labrador. The guys from Comedy Manila are mostly, they came from Comedy Cartel. Mike Unson, I don't know if you know Mike Unson. Mike Unson
Yep.
is a
Yep.
good friend and a comedian and a talent also. And then the others came along. So that's where my management journey started. We used to book them for bars, and then until they became bigger, and then we had shows na in like Music Museum. We had shows na corporate shows left and right. And then from there, I started also booking artists outside my management field. So my management roster. So that's where artists like, I close deals for endorsements for, let's say, Kuya Kim, or let's say Ann Curtis and all the other celebrities, or even basic bookings for hosting, like with Diana for hosting, for singing, or any other booking requirements or entertainment requirements of clients. So I guess that's it. From there until now, that's what I've been doing. Handling negotiations for talents, looking for opportunities for them, and booking them, and then more of client lead generation and negotiating for their rates and deals.
Uh,
Nice.
that is a really cool story. It all started from a movie, from saying,
It
"Hey,
is.
that's
Yeah, that
cool.
movie made an impression. Yeah, it
I
really
like what
inspired
he
me to.
does."
Yeah.
It exactly inspired you. Yeah,
Mhm.
all from a movie. I find that so fascinating. That is so awesome.
That's
Um,
awesome.
and who would you say? And well, I'm curious because also, I guess one of your early starts, other than bands, was stand up, and stand up
Yeah.
wasn't big here. So I would call you guys
Yes.
pioneers. Even me when I moved here, I think I moved here 2009, and I was looking for I'm from California, so I do love stand up as well. Big fan
Yeah.
of exactly who you mentioned, Chappelle's show back then. I saw Chris Rock in the U.S. I saw Chappelle when he came here to the Philippines. Love
Love them.
Chappelle.
Love them. Love
So
them.
when I came
Yeah.
here, I was looking for stand up and there was none yet. When did you guys start roughly?
We started 2006, and then we were doing it like guerrilla style,
Okay.
not much promotion, just bar to bar. We do like regular. We get featured every now and then, but we don't really get much publicity because at
Right.
that time it was really the infancy of stand-up comedy. It really exploded uh, around 2011, 13. Not still not that big, not that
Yeah.
much, but at least people get to notice. People get to talk about it, and somehow people still know about Comedy Cartel already at that time until another group came, and it came from us, the Comedy Manila, which they're more active, they're more aggressive with their marketing and their promotions. But yeah, it all started from us when we were doing planning it 2006 with Tim Tayag and Alan Manalo. But yeah, you're right. It's generally the audience here in the Philippines, they're not yet used to that kind of comedy. They're still used to the slapstick. Um, you know, um, not, I don't want to say it's offensive because some people like it, but they're not yet used to it. But we call ourselves observational. It's more of like point of view observational. So there's a lot of processing involved. When you listen to the joke, you have to sometimes, what is he trying to say? What does he mean? What
Yeah.
what 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 is the point, diba? And then sabi nga ni Tim, there's a joke that Tim says that 2 weeks later you get it while you're showering. Yeah, I got the joke. Yeah, now I know what that means. So that's the challenge for us because like the local, not naman that the local market is used to, I don't want to say easy or but they don't want to have comedy that that, or they don't want to have, they're not used to it, your
Yeah.
comedy that you have to really, what is he trying, what's the epiphany about it? I mean, what he's trying to say, what's the point,
Yeah, I think
what
it's really just also it's a bit culture. It's a bit also
it's
just
culture, yeah,
what they're
it's really
used to.
culture.
Yeah, so and definitely their culture, what they watch on TV. It's all yeah, it's roughly slapstick.
Yeah,
The
it's easy laugh because like
exactly.
someone just, it's like someone just slips on a banana peel, you laugh, or
Yes.
like you hit your friend in the head, you laugh. It's
Yes.
something
Yeah.
like that. But so it's not comedy that's verbal, or you have to really, or cerebral, you have to think about it, but I'm sure even the Comedy Manila group, they're already doing progress with regards to bridging the gap between
Yes.
that market and our comedy. So I kudos to them. I really love them. They've been doing a lot of, and also on our end, we've been doing it, and a lot of, not just with groups, but a lot of individual comics are coming up. So for me, that's the best sign that the movement is growing. That the comedy, that kind of comedy style or genre is moving. Because a lot of people are doing it already, and a lot of people are appreciating it. It's just that,
Yeah.
unfortunately, the pandemic affected the live events. So right now, it's
Yes.
mostly online. But I'm sure when everything goes back to normal, people will be going back to the clubs and laughing with them. Mm.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. But so funny that you guys actually started in 2006 because I was saying I couldn't find any. But as you said, you guys weren't promoting that much. It was very guerrilla. So if you didn't see
Mm.
the flyer, and it sort of grew a bit more 2013. Maybe it's because after When in Manila wrote about you guys that I'm kidding.
Yes, that
Anyway,
that's.
I'm kidding.
I would like to acknowledge that
Still
when
have
in
I'm
Manila,
time.
kidding.
Manila helped us a lot, as well as Anton Diaz's our Awesome Planet blog.
Awesome.
They
I
they
think
they
that's
did
when
us.
blogging started
Yeah,
here, roughly.
and also the challenge that time, there's that the internet or social media was not yet big.
Yes.
2006 to 2010,
Yes.
the explosion of the internet, or Facebook per se, is around 2009, 10
Hmm.
onwards. So
Yes.
that's when a lot of shows came out, a lot of shows
Hmm.
were promoted. So
Yes.
and that we felt that because like most of our shows were sold out after. We were
Nice.
doing regular Mondays in Spicy Fingers in Greenbelt 3. It's always packed. We were doing shows in 19 East in Parañaque, and it's always sold out. So yeah, the advent of social media helped the comedy scene grow. But still, I think it's small strides. It's going there,
Absolutely.
but it's not yet. I don't know. It also, it's also with education. People have to be educated. They have to be made to love to think, and to read, and to comprehend. That's a bit. And also, one thing, critical thinking is important with comedy. It has to be that you have to have that kind of thinking. Critical thinking, because
Smart
that's
comedy.
important.
Mm,
When you have that kind of sensibility, or mindset, it's easy for you to appreciate something like this.
that's
Got
true.
it.
Hmm.
Got it. Got
So
it. Go
I
ahead.
have a question. So
Yes,
what
Dai.
happened? How did you like? I won't say incorporate, but how did you put together? Like, was it managing was before you entered the TV space kind of thing? Because like I feel like being having a door like ABSCBN, it really really helps, right? Like
Yes,
how did you
yes,
get there?
yes.
I'm very curious as to how you combine these two, or are
Uh,
they
I, I, I,
together?
yeah, I was a writer. I was part of the first batch of ABS-CBN's comedy writing workshop. There's like 1,000 people who submitted. Only 25 of us were accepted, and because of that, we were given shows. I was just for a time, I used to write and brainstorm for Bora. That's a sitcom of Piolo, and way back. After
Mm.
that, I shifted to corporate. I went to concept development. That's the department of ABS who thinks of what shows should be conceptualized. And when we do the conceptualization from germ idea until the final 13 episodes are out, So that's
Mm-hmm.
how we're the think tank of ABS-CBN when it comes to shows. Whether it's a teleserye, or whether it's a game show, whether it's a program, whatever. Once it's approved by upper management, it's given to the production to be executed. So I was part of ABS-CBN from 2006 until the franchise was closed last year. But I'm still working with them per project now. But yeah, that was around 16 years more or less in ABS. So yeah, it was helpful because I was inside the network. So I can get
Mm-hmm.
them projects inside the network. So some of my comedians, I was able to introduce them to like the showmakers, like the ones that do the sitcoms, the ones that do the gag shows. So because of that, the audition, I gave them good word. I introduced it to the writers, to the eventually they got absorbed as first as talents, and then they became writers, head writers, directors themselves in ABS.
Wow.
Like Alex Calleja is a very good director and very good head writer in
Yeah.
ABS, no? So when we
He works
introduced
with
him to
Showtime, am I correct?
Showtime, and
Uh-huh.
also a lot of sitcoms in ABS, and also he does a lot of shows na outside ABS. But we introduced him in a show called Usapang Lalaki. He auditioned for that. That's in Studio
Uh-huh.
23. It's an all male show, and then because of that, that's his entry position, and then he was able to maneuver inside and get contacts. Also, we helped him get
Nice.
gigs and writing gigs left and right. And so because of that, they're in, and now they're part of the decision makers. So they get to book themselves. So that's
Right.
what happened. And also, we're able to help other comedians, aspiring comedians, to get shows or to get projects opportunities in ABS. But yeah, it's important. It's also good that you ask that because there's a big advantage if you work in a network and you're also managing a talent because, syempre,
Galing
you
mo.
get the
Out of
first hand
1,000, diba?
you get the
25 ang
first
kinuha.
yeah you get the first hand information. Oh, there's a new series, there's a new show coming out. Oh, they're casting for this, they're casting for that, ganyan. So
Also, you
somehow
update
you
the
can.
jokes of your comedians
Yes,
to what's
exactly, yeah.
happening.
I'm relevant. I try, well, with comedy because you have to stay relevant also. You
Mm-hmm.
have to know what's happening, the current situation, signs of the times, issues, whatever. So yeah, it helped me a lot being in the network. And that's also how I grew my own my connections, my friends with celebrities, managers. Because that's
Mm-hmm.
important when you also want to book them for brands or for any client. You have to know them directly
Yeah.
because it's difficult when you go through third parties, because of the markups. Usually, that's what the problem with other brands. Eh.
You know, Vince, it's super cool because whenever I talk to Patrick, I'm gonna go like, look, no markup. Just tell me how much
Yes,
it is, and I'll give you a
yes,
percentage of everything
yes.
that we get. I don't
It's
like
good
the
that
markups.
Diana is like that. I like that kind of because it's pro client, because the clients love it when they save. So, and that's when you get repeat customers. So you
Mm-hmm.
help them by getting them to save
Mm-hmm.
from their expenses, and then they remember you. And plus, syempre, when Diana performs, she really gives 101%.
Oh,
So
she does.
the
Yeah.
clients really remember it. They really more
Guys,
extra
wala
Yeah.
extra.
akong pang tips sa inyo ah. Kakarating
So,
ko lang from America. I don't have any peso in
no
my bag.
pasalubong? What the hell,
Casually,
Diana?
casually.
Come on.
Pearl
I
Ford corned
cannot
beef.
kasi daw COVID eh.
So,
Joke
so,
lang.
so, Patrick, if someone tuned in, if someone listening wants to do
Mhm.
what you do, wants to grow up to be like you, what do you recommend they do?
Oh well, first of all, watch Jerry Maguire. The joke lang. Because you learn a lot from that. But yeah, I would recommend that. First is you have to know first how to deal with people. That's important because
How
there's
to deal
different
with people.
there's different personalities. Eh. For example, with celebrities, you have to know how to handle their egos. You have to know how to
Facts.
handle their moods. You have to know how to handle their
Pa-comment
topacs.
na lang po. Sobrang galing niyo daw doon sa ganyan. He can
Yeah,
really like massage your ego. Like you will say
yeah,
yes. You will end up
yeah,
saying yes to Patrick. He's really good at
and
that.
you would also have to have, that sabi nga ni Diane, I love her for this. Even with
Mm.
artists, no, good vibes dapat. Like always be having that parang positive persona. I'm sorry, positive is very negative now, but that good uplifting. You have to uplift people. Second, you have to be honest. Transparency is important because we're talking here about money. So you have to be always telling the artist how much they're earning, how much, and also how much the brand is charging, ganyan. So because that's how you establish trust. Trust is important in this kind of work. No, yeah, trust with your clients and trust with the celebrities that you handle or the celebrities that you book. And then third, always go beyond the mile when you deliver service. Um, I always, well, this is cliche, but over promise, under promise, over deliver. That's
Mm.
always important, that you, whatever the client says, you have to go beyond that if possible. Give them extra perk, give them, an extra 10 minutes of your time. When, like, for example, when Diana performs, sometimes more and more, so she obliges,
I
or
always do like,
yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
extra stuff. That,
yeah, or meet and greet.
yeah.
It's just supposed to be 30 minutes, but she extends to 40, 50, ganyan. Because the client always remembers. They always remember that you gave them something extra beyond what they paid you for.
But in the case
So,
of being a manager, sorry, it's really refreshing for me to hear that from you, because usually they're very strict and
yes,
they're gonna say
yes,
no, and then
yes.
ayaw ng kliyente, di ba? Sa
There are
managers.
managers, well, I hear, this is just hearsay, but even like, for example, K-drama and K-pop artists are like that. They stick to the contract. They are very much, very, very, we call this, they follow whatever's
Strict
there,
sila.
stipulated there. Yeah.
Mm.
But kasi, as I say, it's cultural. Filipinos kasi, they love being, patronized a bit, given extra perks, given extra. So here, you have to go beyond. You have to go beyond, and that's how people remember you. So that's my advice, no. And um, if I can mention this, because I wanna know, the things I
Mm.
learned in life, especially about business, I learned from our taho vendor when I was young, when I was a kid. You know, there's this guy in our village who always goes around and sells taho. No, there's only five things I learned from him that really I apply now in my life. First is, you have to have letter S, which is style, or your signature, no, when you do business. So his
Mm.
signature was the way he says taho, taho, taho. You hear that in the neighborhood, you know it's him.
Mm-hmm.
So you always have to have unique signature and style
Like a
when you do
mark.
business, like a mark, like a
Mm-hmm.
brand, clear branding, like people will remember you for that. Second, he always I see ayun, from him. Wait, I listed it down. Sorry. He arrives every day on time. No, there's a discipline, there's a method to it. So you always have to be a stand-up guy. So there's a method to it.
Mm.
I am no. Whatever happens, don't be late. Don't be always be 5 minutes ahead. Of the expected time or whatever's expected from you. Always be there, because people remember. And then third, he has a unique way of doing yung the taho, like the way he does the. Remember that, I don't know if you guys experienced this, but the way he flips the tubig, the water, and then he scoops it. Sabi nga ni Tim, sometimes it's zen like when you watch it, diba? He has a unique way of doing it that when I watch it, I'm mesmerized. So it's his impression of how he does his work. You have to have a clear impression. You have to impress people. Whatever you do, you have to impress people with what you do, your work. So, and then fourth is he he fosters loyalty. You know why what he does? Even before he arrives, or when he arrives at our home, he already knows my order. It's 20
Ah.
pesos, 20 pesos cup mug. Alam mo yon, and then three scoops of arnibal and lots of sago.
In a way, it's like know your audience,
Know
diba?
your audience.
That
Know your
applies to your
foster loyalty. Foster loyalty. That's
right.
L. Letter
Mm-hmm.
L. And then last is E. Always what do you call that? Always give extras beyond the service that you usually
Mm-hmm.
provide. Okay? Like in his case, he always makes sure I get extras sago. Or sometimes he I forget to pay, and then he doesn't charge me. Just says, "Don't worry about it. Tomorrow na lang." Ganyan. So I remember those things, those little
Mm-hmm.
things. So as I said, these are the things that I want to give as tips to young people who want to try business. It's SMILE, which is smile. Just smile. You have to have uh a style, you have to have a method, you have to have an
Nice
impression, you have to have loyalty fostering for your
and
and you have to
extra.
have an extra service. Extra service, which is matunog sa, alam niyo na, sa mga spa. Which is
I
why
don't know what that means, but okay.
guys go back to spas, di ba? Because of the extra service. Yun. So it's just
Buti na
smile.
lang hindi ako guy.
these, these are really, really amazing tips. I'm so glad you have these things with you. Um, so these are things that people listening can take in and use, little tips.
Yep.
But other than these concepts, is there something someone can do, can really do, like not just change their attitude or smile? So what can they do to get started here? Do they is
You mean like
because
physical
there's no
steps,
school
right?
for this, they can't
There is no
apply.
there's no actual school
Hmm.
for talent management. Actually, I was
Yes,
thinking of starting one. I'm thinking
there
of
you go.
starting a workshop for
Wow,
one.
nice.
There's no actual school for it because I think opportunities for this is not as big pa compared to the US, diba? There's so many talents there, so many agents there, no? Uh, but if you really want to delve into it or try to do it, it's so simple. Only three things. First, you got to be good at discovering talent. You have to have
Scouting.
the eye for it. Yeah, you have to be good at
Uh-huh.
scouting.
Uh-huh.
So if you have a friend who sings a song differently, or can do a good cover, or let's say he can do something different, like dance a certain routine differently, you have to be good at spotting that. Second, you have to know how to nurture that talent. So you ask them or you support them with workshops, you support them with training, you support them with
Mm.
stage time if needed. In comedy that's needed, no stage time. And there's also personal investment to it, so sometimes you have to spend money for it. You support them by honing their talent and their skill. And then third, you market them, you sell them, so you have to be very good at selling. So how do you do that? You network with people, you cold call companies or brands. You talk to friends who work in companies. Do you need celebrities for your Christmas parties, or do you need talents for weddings? Are you getting wed next year? Do you want to have a singer? Do you want to have? You have to be good at that. You have to be good at networking. It's really
In short,
management.
you would be Mr. Congeniality if we had a Mr. Universe
Yes,
talent management.
yes, yes. You have to be good at PR. Some say nga na it's tubong laway. Laway talaga, it's really just
Mm-hmm.
talking to people. But yeah, big part of it is really connecting, training, connecting, and then what do you call this? Marketing, selling them
Mm-hmm.
to possible clients.
Go ahead, Vince. But I have a question.
Go
How do
ahead, go
you
ahead, Vince.
how do you deal with? Because of course, now we know how to be. I mean, 1% like you. Just kidding. Because it comes with experience, right? It comes with
Yes.
experience. Like we can say all of these things, but of course we encourage people to get out there, and try it themselves.
Yeah.
But how do they deal? Because there's a lot of people coming in. Hopefully, this new generation won't be this way. But before I experienced as a talent, um, I have a manager before, and she messed up with me. She
Mm-hmm.
almost made me a tax invader here, and evader ba? How do you say it? Tax
Mm-hmm.
evader.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was on the news together with Pacquiao and everything. I was,
Oh wow.
and then at the end of the story, she was the one actually reporting, and she was also the one not paying for the taxes and stuff. And I was just 18, and I was a newbie, and I was a
Yeah.
foreigner
Yeah.
here,
You have
so I knew
experience.
nothing. I
Yeah.
didn't. I did not revenge. I did not get mad because I was so lost at that time. But um, what happened eventually? This person went to jail because she messed up with someone else that took action against her or towards what
Yeah.
she did.
Yeah.
How do you tell people, like I say, you told them to be honest or whatever, but what if this happens the other way around? You know what I'm saying? Like your talent
Yeah.
naman
Yeah.
will be the one who will, after everything you invested in them, because a lot of people, they know someone, they have a best friend or they have a cousin or whatever, they want to manage them because they know the
Yeah.
potential.
Yes. Yes.
How do you secure your bag even after
Yeah.
that
I get
person
what you're
becomes
saying.
a big monster? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Um. Inevitably, there will come a time wherein your talents would want to move forward. That's part of the trade. And that has to be accepted. Um, unless the talent is like, for example, me and Tim Tayag are very close, we're friends, no. So up to now,
Mm-hmm.
I'm handling his butt, you know. So it's all these problems, even personal. We're really close,
Mm-hmm.
so I still handle him. But yeah, eventually, I read about this, you know, that sometimes the talent management or agency, being agent, is a resentful practice, because anytime people take
Ah.
money from you, you resent them, even if you feel that you're handling their career, or
Mm.
even if you say that they're helping you with your career and all. If you think you can already do it on your own, you will leave anytime. So that's for me. I've accepted it already because it happened to me already. Some of my talents already left,
Mm-hmm.
we're okay. We're in good terms. There's no problem with that. But how do I protect my? Of course, you have to have contracts. You have to be legally
So
protected.
contrast. I'll
Yeah, yeah.
write that
Contracts
down.
are one. You have to have clear contracts, up to what time you're handling the career, and what should you be getting and what should you be giving to the talent should be clear. And
Mm.
second, um, as much as possible, you try to open communication line. Or you have to be communicative with them. You have to have clear communication lines. Now, we'd rather not break because of money. We'd rather not split this relationship because of money. So if money is gonna be an issue, let's talk about it na kaagad, so that it doesn't come forth in the future. Or if it does, tell me ahead of time. So
Mm-hmm.
there's no need to be hiding anything, or not being transparent about this project or that
Yeah.
project, because I'd rather keep people as friends than lose them as
Business
because of money.
partners. Yeah.
Because of
True.
money,
True.
I don't want to lose people. Money is not important. Well, it's important, but for me, it should not be the end of relationships. you know
Mm-hmm.
I believe in the saying that everything can be talked about. We can all fix things by communicating, and we can all make amends, and we can. But let's not destroy relationships, our relationship with money, because money will just come and go, and
Yeah.
friendships are supposed to stay. Relationships are supposed to stay. I invest more in relationships than
Mm-hmm.
in than earning money. Sometimes I have talents wherein I don't even get my commission, or I don't even get my cut, because I know they need it more. Uh, or sometimes I give them beyond what's due to them, because I know that they need it. They need something for this current month, or this current, because they're breadwinners.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but eventually, as I said, it happens. It really happens that a talent feels that I don't need a manager anymore. I don't need an agent anymore. I can do this on my own. So you just talk to them and say, okay, I respect your decision. I hope we can still work together, and I wish you success. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And you move forward, and you discover the next talent. It's really it's a cycle. It's a
Yeah.
process.
Yeah. Facts.
Process.
True.
So that's it. Yeah.
I know Vince
Awesome.
has money questions, so
Yeah,
Okay.
we're
I'm gonna
going
stop
over the
making kulit.
time, so we need to
Sorry.
get to our one of the main things we do ask is the Jerry Maguire question. It's show me the money. It's kind of
Okay.
awkward
Okay.
to ask people how much they make, but we like letting people know, like give them tips on how to get into this profession, but also give them info like, hey, this is how much people might earn in this profession. So maybe
Okay.
you could show us the money. What are the financials? What can people earn in your field?
Okay. Let's start with talent management or talent booking. A talent manager generally earns 20 to 30% of whatever deal or project a talent gets. Whether it's something that the manager closes for them. Actually, the manager is not responsible to close any deal. The manager's responsibility is to represent, and also to look for opportunities. Meaning, he's not the one who's supposed to be doing the, uy, kunin mo naman to, kunin mo. No, no, no. He talks to people who can become opportunity makers for, like in the US, diba, there's a manager and an agent. The agent is the one that gives the projects to the talent. So in this case, the manager is handling all the career, the planning, whatever is needed by the talent to succeed. So he gets 20-30% commission from that. So if you're asking about money, for example, in a month, I'll just base it on one of my talents, Tim Tayag nga. Roughly we get around 4 to 5 bookings more or less in a month. During this was before the pandemic, because during the pandemic, admittedly it was affected. We had to change our approach. We had to do a lot, but a lot of different things. But before the pandemic, Tim was earning around more or less 200 to 500,000 a month minimum, and it can go up, no? So if you're basing my income on that, it's like around 20-30% of that. But that's just one talent. I
Yeah,
have
that's what I was
like
gonna say. That's the
yeah,
beauty of being a manager.
I have like right now I have like 15 signed talents, and I also have like Diana. I book Diana. It's like we have a deal we're in. I'm like his agent, so I just look for projects for him, and
Yeah,
I get commissions from that. So
because I don't
I have a
sign with
lot of
people
those.
after that
Yes,
incident, and then people just
yes,
help. But it's key
yes.
to sign your talents, right?
Yes, it's key to protect you. As if you want to
Mm-hmm.
be a manager, to protect you, yes, you have to have that kind of arrangement, because at least they won't, go straight to the client. And the
Yeah,
problem kasi is that when you introduce clients to talents, the tendency is the clients go direct to your talents. And
yeah.
so the talents are tempted to give their own price without the manager's consent or the manager's knowledge. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what happens sometimes. That's when
Yeah,
bad things happen to talents and managers. But Vince, yeah,
yeah.
to answer your question, I don't want to say any amount, but
We'll
ranges
just
are
times it to 15.
but the range is you can earn six figures a month from management
Mm.
or more or even more. Because, for example, if you close an endorsement deal is worth millions, minimum of
Yeah.
1M for 1 year. Minimum 1M, it can go up to 10M up. And you get, let's say, you're entitled to 20-30% of that. And you close, let's say, one endorsement per quarter at least, no? Or per
Mm-hmm.
month. So if you do the math, that's around 6 to 7 figures. So it could be lucrative if you're really masipag, if you're really good at looking at opportunities, looking at possible opportunities for celebrities, because you're the one marketing them, and they're the one giving you this amount for and then you can earn commissions from that.
And just
Awesome.
curious, who are some of your other talents?
Right now I handle RJ Ledesma also. I also handle Ruther Urquia of
I didn't
Filipinos
know
Got
that.
Talent.
RJ, say hi for
RJ
me.
and I have an arrangement na. Yeah, oh. And then I also handle, or di naman handle, but I help negotiate for Atticus King. And
Miles.
also, Miles, and
Miles
also
Ocampo.
Miles Ocampo, I help her with her, I give her, leads for projects also. And then there's also Marco Lobrigat,
Interesting.
the model. I also handle him. Hindi man handle, negotiate for him also.
A lot of
So,
sexy
and other, a lot,
models.
well, yeah. A lot of influencers, quote unquote influencers. I have a lot of them.
Oy, magsalita ka na. This is the Young Money Podcast. You gotta tell us the truth, everything.
Well,
Show us the money,
yeah,
show us the girls
a
too.
lot of models in Instagram. I handle them also. Some of them, some
What
of
is
them.
what do you call them? Instagram models. Joke lang, joke
Influ-
lang.
I call them influencers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They get a lot. They get a lot of projects for postings. They get a lot of projects for posting their in
Yeah.
their because like 100,000 followers, 1 million followers. So they get paid for that then. Oh. So and now right now TikTok is the emerging platform.
Mm.
So a lot of TikTok models or TikTok content generators are also earning a lot of income from brands. Mm.
Yun pala, Patrick, parang I feel like you should contact me a little bit more.
Of
I want
course,
to
let's
earn a little bit extra. So,
we'll talk about that, especially your
okay.
TikTok. You have to do your TikTok talaga.
Oh, di ba ako
It's all
ma-TikTok?
about
I will
dance,
try, I will
and you
try.
can dance. You can dance naman. So
Well,
kayang-kaya mo yun.
actually, before I do the summary, I just want to share this. Me and Patrick, we have this, it's kind of like burlesque type of
Yes.
a project, but it's just so serendipity for me because we have a guest very soon
Yeah.
in the podcast that is also
Yeah.
about, it's also in the same, yeah, field. So I'm
Field.
really, it just confirms we were doing the right thing. And we've been cooking this for like 2 years now.
Yeah, since the pandemic, because we wanted to
Before
use,
pandemic.
we wanted
Pandemic nga.
yeah, we wanted to present a different branding for you,
Ako pala
which
yung
is
before pandemic. That's right.
yeah, before pandemic, yeah, yeah. But
Yeah,
we talk
yeah,
about
yeah.
it heatedly during the pandemic, like we
Right.
talk. But we're gonna
Pero
push through with it
secret.
this year.
Secret yon.
Ah,
I
yeah,
will
hindi pa
surprise
pwede. Yeah.
everybody with it. Yeah, hindi pa
Yes, it's
pwede.
gonna be a
I'll do
launch.
I'll
Yeah.
do your summary now, Patrick, because I'm really happy to talk to you. Always
Thank you.
naman.
Thank you.
Sarap ng kwentuhan if we can just extend. Pero no,
Yeah.
ano tawag dito? We still have another guest. But here,
Sure. Sure.
so guys, to everyone listening to us right now, here's Patrick. And Patrick Cruz is, well, one, he is the managing director of Ecircle Entertainment, and he dropped some real good bombs here for us on how to be just like him. But I highly recommend everyone to actually just go out there and try it themselves. One of the key points I got here is that, first of all, it's amazing how he's inspired by Jerry Maguire. It makes me want to rewatch it after the show. I
It's
really,
really
really
good.
want to rewatch it because you're not the
I
first
watched it like
person
10 times already.
and you're not the first manager that actually tells me that. So I
Oh
know,
wow!
yeah,
Wow.
which
Galing.
is a really good. It's really good because yeah, I can see you're on the right path, naman eh. And for well, of course, this is years of career, like 2005 pa. Nung comedy, nung parang wala pang Netflix, these things were not
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
diba? There was no
Yeah.
YouTube where you can
We're
just
like
discover
we're
the
like
talents.
guerrilla movement, like no one or underground. It's really underground. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Also, I think if you guys are inspired to be or aspire to be managers in the future, you have to get your contact also with networks. But nowadays, social media is so huge that you can just make your
Yes.
own network. Yeah. And
Yes.
yeah, one of the key points is just be good vibes, trustworthy, transparent with your talent. Uh, I love the smile thing. Let me just say it
Thank
again for
you.
everyone. Yeah, I love
Yes.
it. Style to
I
the
love your smile
business.
too, Diana.
Woo! Thank you naman. Be on time, have discipline, always bring your unique impression. Like what he was mentioning about the Tahoe. It's almost like you're watching those satisfying
It
videos.
is a show. It is a show. Yeah.
It is a
Yeah.
show. So put on a show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Foster loyalty and what else? Yeah, I think that's it. And
Extra
give
service.
extra service. Pero
Extra
depende sa tao
service.
yun. Always do extra service.
Depende sa tao kung mahal mo.
Kung anong kind of extra service, but always do
Yeah.
extra. And then
Yes.
if you're hoping to earn a lot from this career, guys, you can expect to get more than six figures if you guys get a lot of good
Yep. If
talents
you're
and
good
you're
at it,
masipag. Yeah,
if you're good
correct.
at it, yeah. Mhm.
Making 20 to 30% of like many talents, I think it's more than sustainable for someone.
Yep.
So I
Yep.
I highly encourage you also to open your school for talent managing.
I
I think
will.
that
I
would be
will.
great.
I get a lot of the veterans to join so that they can teach the young people how they did it without anyone teaching them. It's better to learn from mentors who somehow blaze the path without knowing what to do, and then get
Yeah.
insights from them and then let them teach it. So I will, yeah, definitely open one soon. Yeah.
What's your final tip for our listeners?
Oh, a final tip: you want to succeed in life, provide value and help people. I think that's
Share.
one
Oh, that's right.
I learned. Provide value and help people. And
True.
always stand up. Always be there. Like never fail to be there. Because
Mm-hmm.
you don't know whose lives you're impacting if you don't appear, if you don't
Mm-hmm.
show. Like this, for example, we don't know the ripple effect or the butterfly effect of this podcast. Some obscure or some guy from wherever might be listening after this
Mm-hmm.
and gets an idea and then launches it, and then 20 years from now, boom, he becomes a serial entrepreneur because of this podcast. So always go out and do your thing and show the world what you do, because you don't know the impact of your actions. It could affect lives. Mhm.
Okay,
Beautiful.
thank you so much. These are
Yeah.
wonderful tips. I wish we had more time. I feel like you have so much more to
Yeah.
share, but
Thank
we will
you.
have you
Thank
back to
you.
talk about basketball cards.
Oh
I
yeah,
think that's
I'd love to
a
talk about
very
those.
unique
Yeah,
thing.
I'll even show you my cards.
That is so awesome.
Yeah,
I
So,
have
yeah,
to
yeah.
I have to put you in touch with Tommy again because
Yeah,
they do
bring
that
Tommy
back
because
in
I'm
the
sure Tommy
States.
has collection too. Yeah,
Yeah, they
and
open like it comes on the mail every day. What are you doing? Opening the cards. Sabi ko, huh?
he should
there's
People
really
record that
money into it.
and stream
I
that.
would tell I would tell you that
yeah.
last year the record sale, or 2 years ago, record sale for a card was Luka Doncic logo man. One of one. It's the only card that's existing for that kind of brand or card. It sold for $4.6 million. Just one card. That is the record for.
Kaloka.
This is a
That's the
different
record for.
conversation. We are waiting.
Yeah.
We will book you again. Before we head
Thank you,
out,
guys.
how can people reach out to you? Please give us your
Oh,
social.
they can Ecircle Entertainment and Management Corporation is in Facebook and Instagram. You can check them. Sorry, it's long, but for me, just type Patrick Cruz, Patrick Cruise from Tom
Mm-hmm.
Cruise because of Jerry Maguire. Patrick
Really?
Cruz,
Damn.
Patrick Cruz in Instagram. Patrick Cruz. There. Patrick Cruz. That's in
Yeah.
Facebook, but my Instagram, my IG is Patrick
Uh,
Cruise like Tom Cruise.
Let me just comment this before you go. Oh my
Yes.
god. Go to the sexiest girls on Instagram and then go scroll down the comments. Patrick is always saying something funny.
Yes.
So guys,
Guilty.
that's a tip for scouting talents as well.
Guilty.
Well, there you go.
Don't be
how I
guilty.
scout.
It's amazing. I love it. I love
Hey,
it.
Patrick, thank you so much for
Thank
being here.
you. Thank you, Vince. Thank you, Dai. Love you
This
I'm
is
sure a
a
lot
guys.
of people
cruise.
are gonna hear this and get lots of great advice, whether or not they want to go into talent management or not.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of your advice was just for being a better human being as well. So thank
Yes.
you again so much
Thank
for
you so
being our
much,
guest.
guys. It's an honor to be here.
Thank
Love you
you.
guys. You take care. Take
Thank
care.
you. I love
So,
you.
ladies
Thank
and
you very
gentlemen, on
much.
behalf of our guest, Patrick Cruz from Ecircle Entertainment, I'm Vince Galanco from WhenInManila.com.
And I'm Diana Menezes. Thank you for watching us. We'll be back soon.
Yep, this was the Young Money Podcast. We'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.